We are staying on top of today's big story for you tonight. 67 people are presumed dead after a midair collision between a commercial plane and a military helicopter in Washington, D.C. Now, investigators, they are still working to determine the exact cause, but this is big here. A preliminary report from the FAA reveals staffing at Reagan Airport Air Traffic Control last night was, quote, not normal. We've also learned 6 of the victims have ties to the skating club of Boston. And this tragedy has now put into question the upcoming figure skating world championships, which are set to be hosted in Boston in March.
Our NBC 10's Oscar Margain is hearing from figure skating fans and volunteers who are looking to make it a point to celebrate the lives of those who died while forging a stronger bond as a community.
This is certainly a tragic day for the sport.
The figure skating community is in mourning.
I'm having a hard time even concentrating on the practice today. It's been very tough.
6 of the 64 passengers on the American Airlines flight who died after colliding with a military helicopter in Washington, D.C. Wednesday night are members of the Skating Club of Boston. 2 coaches are among the victims, the parents of Maxim Numov, whose role in the upcoming figure skating world championships in Boston next March is now in question.
I don't know what his next steps are for competition, but he was planned to compete in the 4 Continents Championship after next week. And then he is a first or second alternate to the World Championships, which we're hosting at TD Garden at the end of March.
Anthony Almanzar knows the victims. He hit the ice rink Thursday to try to process his grief.
I went through a lot of difficult times many years back, and I deal with that through the skating.
Almanzar is joining Jake Duhaime as volunteers for the world competition, which they expect will be impacted by this news.
It shines a light on the sport in a positive way where we'll hopefully be celebrating athletes and their accomplishments, including those who recently left us.
The Cerritos Memorial Rink will be the practice venue for the athletes competing in the World Championships, athletes that will also be carrying a world load of pressure on top of this untimely loss.
I'm hoping that all the athletes that are going to be in the world team, that they take time to just reflect, maybe take a break from training and just reflect and really find their center, and then to be able to perform and maybe do it out of appreciation and in memoriam of those that passed.
And the host organizations for the World Championships slated for March are still trying to assess how Wednesday night's tragedy will impact their event. Now, to give you an idea of how important the World Championships are for these athletes, this event will determine who gets to represent their countries in the upcoming 2026 Winter Olympic Games. Reporting in Boston, Oscar Margain, NBC 10 Boston.